Hey guys, it's Rich with video number 11 of the Christo-Pagan series. In this video, we're talking about the element of fire. In the last video, we talked about the element of air and how it's a projective element. And the same goes for fire. It is very much a projective element. It really bears down on you in the form of the sun, or as in a bonfire, it really puts out its energy to you, not really caring whether you want it or not. Really forces itself upon you. Usually the element of fire is seen as being in the south if you're in the northern hemisphere, or in the north if you're in the southern hemisphere. For me, being brought up in the United States, the south to me has always been a place where passions run high, which is very much what fire energy is for me. Fire is about passion, desire, lust, and love, and it's very much reflected in the southern part of the United States. You have a place where passions run high, where whether it's a good passion or a bad passion, you have things such as racism in the southern part of the United States that was very rampant for much of the history of the United States, that was predominantly in the South. And those were passions that ran very high. And then you have the civil rights movements, which were justified and morally just. And again, you have passions that run high. You also have that lust and love figure with the Southern belles and their come hither outfits and the sweet tea and whatnot. Oh, how I really long for some sweet tea right now. Anywho, back to the topic. So I very much see fire as being a southern element, something that comes from the south. I also see it from a Freemason aspect as being in the south, because that is where the junior warden is placed. Going hand in hand with the witch's pyramid, you have the worshipful master in the east, in the to know position, the knowledge aspect. In the south, you have the to will. It's very much doing the will. And that goes hand in hand with the junior warden. His job is basically to see that the orders that come down from the worshipful master to the senior warden to the junior warden is passed on to everybody else that is a worker. Basically, to make sure the will is done. He's very much the driving force, just like passion is a driving force of what we do, whether it be in ritual or in daily life. In my practice, I also consider fire as being a filter element. And by that I mean the thoughts from the East, the thoughts, the communications, the ideas that I gain from the East come to the South to be evaluated, to know if the passion is there to continue through to the next element, which is water. Are my passions strong enough? Do I have the passion to continue? Using the example of Christo-Paganism.com, or even the Christo-Pagan series, the thought of doing a series or doing a blog was born in the East. It comes to the South to be evaluated, to really be put to the fire, to be put to the test of whether or not it should be done. Is the passion there to bring it to fruition? Do I have the drive, the desire to do this project, to make it come to fruition? That is very much the fire energy, the fire element of my decision-making process. So with all that being said, how do you connect with the element of fire? Well, again, just like air, there are plenty of ways to connect with the element of fire. One simple way is lighting a candle. Now, as I've said before, being in a military dorm right now, I cannot light candles. However, I can go outside, and seeing that it is going from spring into summertime, it is getting warmer and warmer. And as I sit here doing this video, the air conditioning is not turned on in our dorms yet, and I have the window open, so if you hear sounds, that's what it is. but it's getting warmer and warmer, and I'm starting to sweat, really feeling that fire energy. But I can feel that fire energy by going outside, standing in the rays of the sun, taking in that fire energy that is given off by the sun. If you're coming to the fire energy from a love or lust aspect, one thing that you can do is write a love poem. Write a love letter. If you have somebody to write a love letter to, if you have a partner or a working partner that you are sexually interactive with, then having those sexual relations can also be a way of inviting that fire energy into your life, really focusing in on the romantic and the passionate way of lovemaking between the two of you. For the solitary practitioner that wishes to explore fire energy in this way, you can explore your own body. Knowing your passions, your lust and love for another is very much a way to tap into fire energy. If you're holding the astral board meeting, as I explained in the air video, use the fire energy as a filter element. Do you have the passion, the desire, the drive to keep that thought going, to come to fruition? Does it make your heart go pitter-patter? Does it make you want to continue? Or is it burned up in the fire to become ashes and blown into the ether? If it is, in fact, something that makes your heart go pitter-patter, then it's time to go to the element of water. If it is the latter, then it's time to start over. So that's all that I have for the fire element. Join me next time whenever we discuss water. Until then, make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you have not already done that. I have an article that I posted on the element of fire at Christo-Paganism.com. And as always, if you would like to stalk me, go ahead and do it right here on Twitter. I post some inspirational quotes. I retweet some blogs that I think you guys might find interesting, and I talk about my day and what's going on in my life. Some things that tick me off, and some things that I rejoice about. So go ahead and stalk me on Twitter if that is something that you would like to do. Until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.